I'm with Erin Marr from Camp Bow Wow. Welcome to Good Morning, Frederick. How are you, Erin?
Thank you. Doing very well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Camp Bow Wow, I remember, I think I interviewed Will a couple years ago for Business Appreciation Week about Camp Bow Wow. How long have you guys been around? And let's share with our Good Morning Frederick viewers all about the great stuff you guys are doing there.
Sure. We opened our doors March 18th, 2020. So if you'll circle back a little and remember what was going on then.
All about timing. All about timing.
Yes, so it was a weird start. It was a weird time to open a business, and our corporate teams, we're all individually franchised, so this is our only unit so far. Um, the folks were saying, "Do you want to do this? We don't know how long this disease or whatever's going. We don't know anything yet." And we said, "Yes, we've just spent a year and a half getting to this point, so yes, we wanted to open our doors." The good news is we were considered an essential service because we made the case that firefighters, teachers, police officers, the medical professionals all still need to do their jobs, and they still need to have their dogs cared for while that's happening. And so we started off slower than most camps, doing a traditional ramp up. Um, but it was good because we had no choice but to kind of take our time and really hammer out all those details and get our processes going. So it
Yeah,
turned
it
out
was
well.
kind
It
of
took like
the
4.5 years.
yeah, it's kind of the ultimate soft open, I guess. So there you
Yeah.
go. You can figure out all the processes, what really works and what doesn't. Okay, so Camp Bow Wow is a franchise, but they're all individually owned. How
Yes.
many locations are there?
We're at about 215 now.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So we're spread out. There's three in Maryland now. There's us. There's our friends in Columbia who have been doing this a lot longer than we have. And then a couple years ago, a camp in they call it Towson Timonium
All
has
right.
opened, and so we get some mingling with those guys sometimes. But yeah, the brand is strong and we're growing.
Yeah.
Very different than some of the other folks around here because of how we do what we do and how we're set up.
Well, we'd love to hear that. But first, I want to find out why this franchise. What led you to that decision?
Southwest Airlines. So
Okay.
uh, I love Southwest. I fly Southwest everywhere.
Same.
And it was 2005, I believe. I was on a flight and I was looking through the in-flight magazine, which I don't even, do they even put that in anymore? Is it
I
gross
don't
now
know.
not to touch it? Um, there was an ad for, do you want to work with dogs? Do you want to be your own boss? That's the thing. Do you want to be? Yes, of course. I want to be my own boss. And there's dogs. Let's do it. So I reached out to the company, really serious. I have a teaching degree, so that was kind of a strange jump for me. But it turns out the initial investment was just astronomical, and I was 25 years old at the time. That wasn't going to be a reality for
You're
us.
like, put a pin in that. We'll
Put a
save
pin in
that
it.
idea.
So circle back, all these years later, we had the opportunity to come together as a team. Myself, Will Randall, my partner, and my other partner, Brad Paradise. Um, and we were kind of looking at each other saying, what would we do if we would do something? So of course I'm right there. I want to do dogs. I want to do dogs. Um, I remember this business from many, many years ago, and I want to look into them. And everything is very, there's a beautiful playbook. And now we're at the situation where we can um, talk to a bank and say, hey, do you believe in us? This is what we want to do. And that's really what it comes down to. Um, and they said yes, and we proceeded, and here we are. So I would like to do this until I retire. I may have to retire early. It's tough on the body, that's for sure.
Yes. Yeah, I see some of your posts. Yes, not for the faint of heart or weak period. But all right, so you guys opened in 2020. It's great
Mhm.
that you have this franchise playbook that I'm sure, and all of these other owners to collaborate with, share ideas. But obviously, you got to get the dogs in. So tell me, what does differentiate you from other services similar to yours?
Sure. So one of the biggest differentials is that we do have outdoor space. So we have three large play yards, and we use those to divide up the dogs by size and play style, energy level. But there is a door in each yard that leads to the outdoor yard. So we have an artificial turf out there. It is beautiful. It's amazingly high quality and held up so well after 4.5 years. And that is completely outside. And so your dog's not going to come home muddy, dirty. They're going to come
Mm,
home slimy, maybe
yeah.
from from friends, but there's no mud or dirt involved. And outside that area allows us to do things like we have a big foam machine, so we can do foam parties. The dogs are very clear on how they feel about this. The ones that are in are totally in. The ones
Kind of like
the
people.
other ones are like, "I don't
Not
whatever
really.
this is, I don't wanna be involved."
Oh, I love it.
But we also have pools that we are able to put outside, so kinda baby pools, big shape of a bone or shape of a paw pad, and we can fill those up, and they love splashing around out there, and it makes amazing pictures to see your dog having fun with friends out in the water.
Yes.
Then the sadness comes with winter and the
Mm.
pools go away, but then the snow comes, and that's a lot of fun for them too. So having that fresh air, they go in and out as they like. Some of these dogs are like, nope, I'm not supposed to go inside, so I'm going to go outside to go to the bathroom. They are able to still kind of maintain that structure that they have.
Yeah.
We also, in terms of our boarding facilities, we don't have cages or crates. We have cabins. And so these are 4x4 or 4x6 or 6x8 rooms that the dogs sleep in at night. They have
Oh,
their cots and their bowls. We provide all of that, fleece blankets. And so it's this big, giant area that when we were struggling in the beginning, I thought, can we Airbnb these maybe to like people coming off the Appalachian Trail for a night?
right.
Um, and then if you want to upgrade your experience, we have two luxury cabins. We call those our glamping suites. The luxury cabins are completely enclosed. They have a television in them, and we turn on our YouTube nighttime sounds for dogs.
I love it.
And there's also a camera in there, and that's the piece that really helps parents feel connected. So
Yeah.
when the dogs are out in the play yards most of the time during the day, but when they're in there for their meals and for the nighttime, they can watch them all night long on the camper cams that are in there. So
Oh,
we don't sell daycare, we sell peace of mind.
yeah. Yeah, I
So
like that. I like that it's like you've made the extra investment to make sure the dogs are in the environment they're most used to, probably.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so it's not as big of a shock. So, are you guys full, or can you take more daycare dogs and kennel dogs? How does that work?
It always works around the calendar. So right now we're in our slow season. And for us, that just means we have 50 to 60 dogs on average per day versus 80 to 100.
Wow.
So we
Okay.
do have a large facility. It's about 8,000 square feet. So it's a very large facility. We do have a strict 1 to 25 counselor to camper ratio in our play yards.
Yep.
So the other dogs go on rest rotations, and that's for everybody's health and safety.
Sure.
My staff performs as lifeguards in the yard, so their eyes have to be everywhere,
Yeah.
and we need to make sure everybody's having the appropriate amount of
Yeah.
fun.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we're always we're interviewing. We interview 6 days a week, so people can fill out the application online. We know it's tough. Somebody said to me, I filled out more paperwork when applying to Stanford. And, she was being tongue in cheek about it. But it's important to us. We have a lot of information we get. We process that, and it's our decision-making process. So we pass about 77% of the dogs that interview with us.
Okay.
Health and safety are the top priorities, and so that's how we make all our decisions.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I think I need to come for a tour so we
Oh,
can
please,
show
anytime.
everybody what everything looks like. So we will definitely schedule that on a follow-up. If there was one thing you'd want viewers to know about Camp Bow Wow, what would that be?
One thing, we love what we do. Um, we love that we get to do this every day, and I think you can see it on our faces, you can see with all of the interactions with our staff, you'll see it in the excitement of your dog running up to our door, being thrilled to get in the door, can't wait to get in, and of course, they're thrilled to go home and see you. So, to all of our customers and future customers, thank you for choosing us to care for your dog in your absence. It's a huge responsibility, and we take that very seriously.
Yeah, well, you're conveniently located right off Hughes Ford Road near the Frederick Airport. If
Right.
you're looking for some activity for your dog, please consider Camp Bow Wow. Erin and her team will take good care of your pup there. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.